What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today, thanks to Blubber, you guys know Blubber, we fight him on our friends list all the time. Very strong account. He actually decided to let us onto his account because he saw our double Aida video and was like, huh, I have Aidas. I have a lot of stellar shards. Let's see what a whole team of V4s can do with some Aidas. So, this is the account right here. Yes, tons of E5 heroes. The big thing, though, are these Aidas. So we got one Aida V4, two Aidas V4, all three Aidas at V4. So let's see how he has them set up currently. Interesting. A 1-3 speed attack split. That is interesting. And also using a splendid snow heart. I feel like he wanted to show this off just for us. So this, of course, is the new energy artifact. At the beginning of each battle and the end of each round, there's a 100% chance, 66% and 33% chance to inflict frost on 3 enemies with the high speed for 1 round. Of course, that reduces their speed by 60. This could be really interesting to see. So as far as the enabling goes, I like that. I agree with that. That one's cool. The second one is built super tanky. Holy attack, though. I feel like we might want something more like HP oriented for a 2-2 split gear with a crown. So we will do that. Speed, healing. Yeah, I like that build there. The last one is going to be kind of like a little of everything. Does a little damage, does have a little HP, full gear setup, splendid magic stone sword. And, of course, full void imprint. So, not only that, but we also have perfect setups on the queen as well. We have full gear. Interesting choice on the shelter. We're going to run it just to see if it makes her that much tankier. Because that would be great. The longer she lives, the more royal guard hits we get out, which is going to be nice. Full gear on the sword flash. Crit attack. I'm going to go speed attack. I have a feeling this might have been for something else and not PvP. Again, interesting choice using shelter. We're going to give it a try and just see what happens here. Again, V4. So we need to find our last hero we're going to use. Now, I'm guessing he was probably using a 4Cs. No, it wasn't a 4Cs. Interesting. Unless he doesn't have the stellar income. So let's see if there's stellar on anybody else to see what the team he was using that was completely crushing it. Whoa, hold on. Is that a V4 Belrain? What? What? That is crazy. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else have stellar shards? We do have a V3 plus carry on the team, which I do think would be a great addition to that team, but I actually really want to use the Belrain now. Like, I really want actually Sherlock. Ooh, Sherlock with an AMB 1-3 split gear. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to see happen. That's interesting. That is interesting. I'm not sure I like it. I feel like Purify would still be better. We can give it a try. So let's try a couple different lineups here. So, of course, he did say in Crystal Crown League, there's really zero competition. You see that power level there? Yes, that's almost 12 million power. Everybody else is essentially half the power. So we're not going to find any good fights there. But what we will find are some good fights on this list because, as you see, a lot of pay-to-win frames. We'll go up against Polo Master first. How about that? We'll go up here, and what we're going to do is we are going to be running a very interesting setup. I want to try the Belrain. We're just going to leave that Punisher staff on her for the time being, and we're going to run a Griffin so that we're really going for anti-speed between one of the Aidas with the energy artifact. Let's see how it goes. I feel like this team is just going to completely crush it in PvP. So we actually are still slower than the enemy team, which is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. The Aidas, surprisingly, are some of the slowest on the field. Finally got that energy artifact off, which is nice. If she doesn't live past round 1, though, that's not going to be good because we want to get that end of round speed debuff. Belrain with some good healing. If she dies, that would be fine. I mean, it's going pretty good so far. Granted, I mean, both teams are very similar power. Very, very, very strong teams. That heal actually is huge to keep some of the Aidas alive. The Ticks does come in, though, and clap us up. The big difference here, and I think the big MVP, is Sherlock. By us not having a Sherlock on our squad makes a huge difference. I mean, you can see the power of the Doves right there. Not being able to attack with Sword Flash means you're not going to have the dodges, which means eventually she's just going to die, and then you lose. So, as cool as the Belrain sounds, I think the smart play is to use probably what is arguably one of the most important heroes in the meta right now, and that is a Sherlock. Sherlock's Doves, being him, having him be the lowest HP target to be the target of all these assassins like Sword Flash is really big. The health swaps are huge. The Doves are game changing. It's huge. Of course he manages to get doved right off the bat, right? Of course. We'll take a look. I'm not sure I like the energy Ada, to be honest. I kind of like building the Adas tankier. I've had better experiences that way. But supposedly he's had really good luck with this lineup, so I kind of want to see how it goes. 2 of the Adas down. We got Doves. We did dove their Sword Flash, though, which is really good. There we go. Now it's all coming together. That end of round damage from Ada is actually stacking up. Sadly, though, we just broke out their Sword Flash. Yeah, that's going to be a big issue. I mean, the damage is decent. It's nothing like God tier by any means. But again, this is literally like 2 of the strongest people probably in the game besides like GDP and stuff like that, duking it out with like full V4 PvP lineups that I could only wish we could compete with. But it just doesn't seem like that artifact, that energy, is really doing that much on the Ada. I honestly feel like having a second, like maybe 2 Adas with 2 Void Force Sherlocks would actually be really strong. But yeah, it's interesting. We haven't really gotten any doves with our Sherlock either, sadly. If anything, our Sherlock just keeps getting doved over and over. We're going to get 2 Ada actives here. Oh, I guess that was an energy bug. Oh, silence. There we go. Yep, silence. Duh, Barry. Come on, man. And yeah, he has 2 Sherlocks up, which probably means we just lose. So, not the best when going against multiple Sherlocks. Again, that energy Ada just, I am not a fan of it. I kind of just want to change the artifact off of her completely. We do have a speed attack, so what I would like to do is try to find an extra splendid A and B laying around on this account. I'm sure there's got to be more, right? There's got to be more than just the 3. Feel like there should be, but maybe there isn't. And that would mean we'd have to sacrifice it on someone else. Man, there's actually not too many upgraded artifacts on this account, which is very interesting. I would have thought there would have been more. Anything else good? I mean, we got the Rui. I guess we could run like a Rui lock, but I don't want to. Honestly, maybe we sit one of these. The issue on this one is lack of all the artifacts. Artifacts are a big issue on this account, sadly. I would love to have one more splendid A and B to try out on the Ada. I guess we could. So how about this? Just for a fight or two, I want to keep fighting Polo just to see how this interacts. I want to use... Nope, not that one. I want to use the A and B here. I like that setup. I like all that. And instead, we'll just throw the Belrain in. Actually... Belrain we can give this right here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what this does. Go back up against Polo, drop that out, throw the Belrain in, and yeah, let's see what happens. Maybe we should be using the Deer Pet as well. More healing. Keep our team alive. I'm really intrigued to see what this A and B Ada does. I'll have extra healing from the Belrain. Hopefully get an active off in round 1 since there are no carries. She should live long enough. Give us a speed boost, give us extra attack, all those fun things. And hopefully we just dodge some Sherlock doves right here, because last couple fights we've been dominated. Yeah, the Adas do so much counterattack damage. It's nuts. The A and B Ada actually died immediately, and you know what? That was probably due to the Belrain buff. So maybe we don't even want to run a V4 Belrain, even though it is tons of healing. it has a chance to kill our team, which is not good for us at all. End around damage seems to be ramping up pretty good from the Aidas, though, as well as the mark damage. They are dying off, though, and that's going to be a problem. We're just getting... Where'd that stun come from? Wait, what hero stunned us on the other team? Oh, the dragon pet. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute. How are we getting stunned? That just doesn't sound like it makes any sense. Whew. Big crushing there. So, nope, I don't want to do next. We'll skip the fight. We'll see what happens. Yeah, probably about very similar fight overall. Let's take you out and let's go back and throw in one of those carries to see if we get some energy drain going on. Maybe we can counteract those Sherlocks a little bit, although she's already almost dead. Good lord. Good lord, that ticks with that basic attack. One of our Aida's already almost dead and doved. Yeah, I don't feel like A and B Aida is really that great either. I like crowns on them. Crowns feel very strong on Aidas. Even like Splendid Magic Stone Sword can do pretty good. As you guys have seen, it helps with CC reduction as well. I mean, it's decent. It's decent. I do think Sherlock is going to be the better play on this account, though, than a carry or anything else. But you never know. This might actually work out. We already took out one of the Sherlocks now. And the carry will eventually come back to help support the Sword Flash. We already killed off their queen. I mean, this might be the... Nah, I was like, this might be the first time we win. But yeah, no. Still not happening. Would we do better if we didn't have the Aidas? It's hard to say. It really is. Maybe if we just change the pet up, we go to the deer. Let's just change back to what he had originally. Let's see how that's going to work out for us. So let's go back to a Snowheart. I honestly feel like a 2-2 split might be better than. Like doing something like this instead on her. 2-2 split. Different stone, maybe HP Holy Attack just to give a little bit more HP as well. Something along those lines, and then we'll go back with the Sherlock. We'll get him his A and B. We'll be back. One last fight against Polo. All right, one more. Just one more. You guys know how my one mores go. Sherlock, there he is. Yeah, let's go. I didn't change the pet. So maybe one more. Maybe one more. We'll take a look. I feel like I might want to use this account for a few videos coming up this week because there's a lot of cool things we could try out and test. I'm really interested on why he's using so many shelter enables, though, instead of lethal fight back to take off unbending will layers and do extra damage. Ooh, that was a nice swap. The Sherlock there, that one's good. Well, that Aida probably is going to go down. Wow, everybody's getting doved. We do get some end around damage, though, which is going to be nice from two of the Aidas. Well, one of the Aidas. Yeah, it's just like we just don't have enough. Against two Sherlocks, the Aidas just don't seem to be performing that well. That's the one thing with Sherlocks right now, is as you guys see, Sherlocks are literally the most dominating part of this team. Even though the damage numbers aren't there, the control that they're giving out is just ridiculously strong. So let's try this same team. We'll go with Deer here. Same team matchup. Let's go against Franco and see how that works out. I feel like when we're only facing one Sherlock, we're going to have a much better chance to win on this one. Not having any buffs, really, we don't have to worry about forces too much. The ping damage that comes out of Aida's is just crazy, crazy strong. Look at this. 5 million, 5 million, 7 million. So much damage. So much. And right here. Now, finally, our doves get to take over. And then it's a complete dominance. So, literally, two Sherlock is very, very dominating in this meta right now. We're just going to go down the list. If we see a pay-to-win Black Friday border, we're probably going to try fighting them and see what happens. Granted, there is no Sword Flash here. There is a Rustle. But I'm not expecting the Rustle to do that much. Get rid of that Queen. Come on, so close. Sherlock's dead, right? Nope. He's not quite dead yet, but end of round he might die then. We got 3 end of round triggers for 3 Aidas. That's good kill right there, just because of end of round damage. Yeah, this is going to be a nice, easy victory here. Oh man, that's probably a V3 plus Drake too, just with all those dodges. I mean, the damage is nice and solid. The healing, not a big deal. We don't really care about the healing too much here. Ooh, we got McLovin on the list as well. Let's fight. I think he has GDP on the list as well. We will try that fight out. But I think changing up that stone from a speed attack to like the holy damage one to give her a little bit more HP as well, and doing the 2-2 split gear seems to be working better. My guess is he was probably testing out a splendid A and B version of her and just didn't change it back, because this way is much, much better. Granted, I do think a speed HP stone on all of them would probably be the most optimal, just to get their basics and their actives off as soon as possible. Only we could kill that ticks off immediately. That would have been perfect. Is Sword Flash going to die end of round to all the damage? Yep, she died to end of round. Perfect. So right there, just completely crushing it. Again, I mean, they're one of them's not doing all too hot. That's the crown one. But at the same time, like, every bit of damage contributes to victories. The fact that they're getting that end of round, the big part is that end of round damage. The damage is coming at the very end of the round and just killing the targets before they have a chance to respond in the next round, which is really big. Oh, I thought our Sherlock was gonna be Dove there, but we got broken out, which is nice. Look at those pings, gigantic pings coming out. Getting Aidas to use their active, though, it seems to be really difficult in this meta with so many carries and how short combat is, because you don't really want to run them with energy, I don't think. It is nice to get the marks out for potentially more damage when they use their active, but it's not really viable. Because most of the time, at least in this setup, without speed HP stones, they're going like last out of the entire combat, which is making a huge difference in performance. But again, very, very strong numbers coming out of this lineup. Let's take a look. So the one thing he did say is we got Jesus we can fight. We got Groovy, which is not going to be a competition with that power level. Tristan, what does Tristan have? About 10 million. Hyde has, well, that would be a good matchup. Let's check out Hyde real quick. I think he said GDP's on his lineup that we can test with. Again, we might come back to this one during the TOC week to see how it does, but I don't want to tank his rating like too much if it comes down to Trial of Champion. We'll see. That many Rogans, if we were to throw in a 4Cs, it would probably do extremely well, but overall, this is still doing very good. Granted, we do outpower by about 1 million, but it's a very, very close matchup, and these Aidas are very healthy. Very, very healthy Aidas coming out. End of round is going to be a lot of damage, right? Yep. Kills a Rogan, almost kills off the Sword Flash. Finish her off with some pings. There we go. Nice kill. Very even damage on this team. Very, very even damage. Let me see. Ooh, who's this? Yeah, not very high. 5 million. 9.8, not bad. It's not horrible. We could probably find ourselves. Ooh, there's GDP. And Arc. Let's fight Arc. So let's fight Soul's team first. I do like the Deer pet better. The Deer survivability seems to be like clutch for us here. Good so far. Good so far. I like it. We did get the mark out. So if they use their active, they will be taking extra damage. Got rid of the pesky target so far. Ooh, there's going to be a lot of ping damage. Actually, not that bad. Oh, just sniping the 4Cs. Gotta love it. You are dead, right? Yeah, you are definitely dead from those counterattacks. Aida's coming out. We should have some Aida damage. Even though it's double Sherlock, we're not getting completely dubs, or at least our strongest heroes are not, which that could come down to RNG. We could be really bad in some fights and really good in others, but I do like the Deer pet for sure. Just down to 1. He's dubbed. He is done, right? Completely done. Yep, there we go. So, sharing the damage around. Of course, one of them sat in CC pretty much the whole fight. Let me find GDP now. Where is GDP? Pretty sure I'm on the list too. There I am. We'll fight me last. How about that? Just to see the Aida on Aida combat. So GDP is very close in power level 2. He is using an Ignis Kroos cheese. Okay. Let's see how we do against Kroos cheese. Usually on our account, when we go up against these Kroos cheeses, we do very well with our Aidas. Like, very, very well. The end of round damage still happens even if they're CC'd. The counterattacks from the Queen are very strong. Look at those 6 million, 9 million hits. The pings from, like, the synergy between Void imprinted Aidas and Void imprinted Queen are just amazing. The amount of damage they deal, even if they're just sitting in CC between the counterattack and the end of round damage, is just devastating. You see how this is going. You see how this is going. Granted, we don't know if GDP's lineup was set for Void or if it's set up for PvP, so that's always something you have to consider on these fights. But I mean, that was a complete routing of the cheese team. Usually, Kroos cheese is like one of the strongest setups in the very late endgame meta right now. Now, this time, every one of them CC'd, but let's see what happens with just end of round damage from them as well. Gonna have a lot of pings here, almost killing that Sherlock off already. He's gonna get a swap, but I mean, everybody's gonna be proccing. If they essentially hit Queen, almost every single hero is proccing off of it. So that is interesting to see. There's end of round damage. Sadly, the energy still hasn't come out, but we're not in bad shape. We're not risking death here. Oh, if only Sword Flash could have got the last hit, that would have been amazing for that active. Yeah, that's not bad. Figured one of the Aidas would go down, but we still have 2 more Aidas coming in, a basic and an active. Ignis might die here from using an active. Oh, wow. No, that was a huge heal. Oh, my goodness. End of round damage. Ooh, that's a lot of end of round damage as well. Nice. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it seems like we kind of got this team on lockdown, mainly due to all the passive. You notice because of that CC, Sword Flash isn't the top damage dealer. Queen definitely isn't. It's all the Aidas coming through with that end of round damage. So I think that's what we're going to wrap up here. It's already been like a 20-minute video for you guys. We're going to do one last fight, and we're going to do against Barry Gaming. So we're like 3 million stellar behind. We only have 2 Aidas. Let's see what happens. This is probably going to be complete destruction of my own account, but we'll see what happens. We do have an A and B Rogan, which means he's going to be the target of most of the attacks, which we don't really care about, really. Getting the Aidas to stay up is going to be really good. But you got to remember, I think we have 2 Splendid Crowns on the Aidas. I think that's what we're running. Is it 2 Splendid Crowns? Yeah, I think we have 2 Splendid Crowns right here. So not horrible. We got some actives off. This Aida is probably going to die before the end of round, sadly. Oh no, she actually got her active off. Nice. Good counterattacks. We're still somehow alive. Oh, that end of round damage took my Aida out, sadly. So we do lose. It was a closer fight than I'd like to admit. No, I mean, no, it wasn't as close as I like to admit. So yeah, just getting completely crushed. I mean, look at the Aida damage, though. Those are only V3 plus the speed node. Tons of damage coming out of them. I mean, I think there's a real place in the meta for Aidas. One thing that this video highlights is if you just keep losing to Kroos cheese teams where you get that round 1 stun from your Sword Flash, Aidas are going to be a nice solution to that. Because even on my account, you've seen a lot of really good things where the Kroos gets the stun off, but the Aida's end of round damage and everything just adds up really fast. Plus the Aidas do so much damage with their pings. So much. You see everybody's taking like -1 there, and then it comes back and the Aidas are doing a million damage. So we'll watch one last fight here, just because I'm a little greedy and I want to see if we can win. I don't think we can, but I kind of want to see. Maybe it's possible. Get those big pings out. Oh, if only we could take that Queen out. That Queen is providing a lot of ping damage for their team. Yeah, our Aida is healthy. The other one's weak. Sword Flash is about ready to go down. Yeah, this is probably a worse loss. The first fight, I should have stopped at that. It was a good fight on the first one. This one, complete and utter destruction of my team. Oh, that's the difference with Stellar. But I mean, I think this kind of highlights why Ada can be strong, especially if you're getting stuck and people are just constantly using that Kroos cheese and you just cannot beat it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. You know I am a light hero, a 2-year-old light hero. Back in the meta when we thought she was gone, I think she has a place. We'll be doing more testing. Blubber's going to do more testing as well. Thank you again, man. I appreciate it. We'll jump back on later in the week, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. So hopefully you enjoyed it. What am I saying? I just like repeat myself, huh? See you guys next time. Bye.